Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Prairie Banana here. First time I probably ever started a stream sitting. It's that kind of a day. I'm getting off my feet, and I just sat down minutes ago. I was like, I gotta sit, and I can't bear to get up. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's see what day is today. April 6th. April 6th. We lost Rabbi April 1st. What was that, Tuesday? And D-Bank. We lost D-Bank. Hey, Diamond Hand. Have I seen you before? Forgive me, guys. If I don't recognize you, I'm in my 50s, okay? So just give me a break. I don't have the memory I used to have, and it wasn't that good to begin with. Glad you guys are here. Make sure my mic is set correctly. So on the weekends, I pretty much unplug from crypto, and stuff's been happening today. I can tell something about Ethereum. I mean, big red candle on. Well, let's just go to hour token, okay? pTGC down 12%. Hey, Chris. Now you are recognized. No offense to Diamond Hand. Yeah. Somebody told me, well, I saw in a chat that, okay, part of the Moon Gang. I'm not familiar with the Moon Gang, though, to be honest. Somebody was saying that 375 million not UFO, Ethereum is in the hands of like 3 different wallets that will be liquidated if it goes below 1860 or something like that. We're at 1583. Ethereum is $1,583. Look at that. I mean, it's a big day if Ethereum goes down 11%. 11%. All right. Well, there was another, not too long ago, the 3rd of March. What happened on the 3rd of March? Evening, Alpha Voxer. So it went down. Ethereum went down 15. I'm going to call it 15% on the 3rd of March. So just a month ago. So it happens. But yeah, this is another big one. This is a big day. Yeah, if you guys weren't in the spaces yesterday, that was good spaces. Good spaces call. And we'll be having another one tomorrow night. Let's see. What should we talk about today? How are we doing on ratio? That always excites me. Look, Bitcoin. Let's start with the big dogs, okay? We're just on the big dogs. Bitcoin is down 5%. It's below, it's 78.9 right now. So it is what it is, right? I think something to do with tariffs, right, is probably driving this. And it's, from what I've gathered, I'll just repeat sentiment I've heard from other people. You guys are probably hearing the same sentiment that it could recover tomorrow. You know, it could be one of those micro dips, you know. Am I concerned? No, I'm not. My bags are packed. I've got carry-ons. I'm loaded. I'm loaded, dude. If we have any level of success this bull run, I think most of us in here, guys, if you're here, because you're here and because you're paying attention, that's my prediction for our success. Okay. That's how I'm putting it. That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good bull run. I think these are just some preliminary speed bumps that we're going through. I'm not too phased, too bad. Diamond Hand, you think we're going lower? I'm not opposed to it. Let's shake out some more, man. That'll make that upward momentum even more violent. And then up in May. Yeah, I'm thinking April. Is the, again, sentiment I've been gathering is April, end of April, toward the end of April. That M2 global money supply. They do the, like, I think it's 108-day offset, and if you lay that over Bitcoin, then, or is it Bitcoin or the rest of the whole maybe combined crypto market? And it's supposed to, make an impact. And that I think is supposed to start taking place toward the end of April. So I think we just got to get through the rough patches. We need to pay attention to the M2 supply, do we? Okay. Yeah. See, whenever things get rough like they are, I like to zoom out, because that's where people, they get that laser focus, right? They start looking at, oh no, pTGC is down 12%. All right. Go back to Pulse. What is Pulse doing? Yeah, you got pTGC, and then you got what's Pulse doing? All right, Pulse is sucking wind. All right, what's Ethereum doing? It's sucking wind. What's Bitcoin doing? It's having a difficult day. All right, what's driving Bitcoin? What is in the news? There's going to be something in the news that's affecting, and it's a trickle-down effect. That's how it goes, guys. May liftoff. Yeah, man. I'm hoping so. I really am, man. Got some stuff to take care of. I got plans, man. The bull run's holding us up, right? We got plans. How many of you have been down to, put a 1 in the chat if you've been down to any kind of dealership, whether it's a boat, RV, or car, or some kind of thing that you would typically finance that you're hoping you might be able to pay cash for, or something crazy, just buying the bull run. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been down to some kind of dealership, just having fun looking. I'll put a 1 in the chat. I've been there. That's right, man. There ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. Man, matter of fact, okay, I'll teach you a life lesson you guys probably already know. One good reason to have a vacation that's 6 months down the road, not when you're going on right tomorrow, that's fun too, but you plan one out a number of months or even years. You know what that does for you in the time leading up to the vacation? It brings joy into your life. What does that joy do? It helps you. It helps everything, right? Especially when you're going through a time like this. And you can have that to look forward to. It's like, I'm doing that thing. It's 6 months from now, but man, I'm living it today. Yeah, man. That's why going down to the dealership and doing a little dreaming, in my opinion, is not a bad idea. So you guys ain't here for that, though. I imagine you're here for something else. Well, what shall we talk about today? Just a second. One of the things that was fun on the spaces yesterday was going over the data. And I'm going to record a video, God willing, this week. I'm going to record a video and pop it up on my YouTube, the monthly data, because it's very insightful. So if you guys have watched that, give it a thumbs up and, subscribe. That'd be cool. But that data that you take every day, that the stinking wallet thing has messed me up for a couple of days this week. But I think I got it figured out. Guys, by the way, I'm just back to using Rabby Wallet. I went through OKX. I went through Internet Money Wallet, and I tried another one too. I don't remember the name, but I ended up just going back to Rabby, and I don't quite understand why, because I tried that from the beginning, and for whatever reason it wasn't working. But the other two definitely did not work for me. But I'm using Rabby. I'm like, why didn't I just stay with it? But so anyhow, that's free. So that's the wallet I'm back to using. It's a bummer they don't support Pulse Chain, so I'm just gonna have to add my contract addresses manually. Oh well, once you set it, once Rabby is set, you can forget it, and you can just leave it on your computer. Unless you change your computer, then you got to do all the upgrades and stuff, right? All right, let's take a look at how we're doing against Pulse. Okay, this is Bitcoin. We're not interested in Bitcoin today. We're in the altcoins. Bitcoin, pTGC. How are we doing? Well, this is a downtrend for the last Let's look at it. Let's look on the 3-day. So we've been down, trending down from our all-time high. From our all-time high. Let's see how low we are. We are down 82%. Who doesn't think we're going back up to previous all-time high? We're this side of the bull run, right? I don't see any ones in the chat. Am I the only weirdo that's been down to a dealership? It's okay, guys. I know some of you guys can't get to a keyboard or whatever. It's fine. It's just fun. Somebody's going to pop it at one end, though, because they started late. So we're down 82% from the all-time high. We're going back up, boys and girls. We're going back up. And guess what that means? Because we're down low. So this, I've tried to gear this toward people that are coming in new. One of the beautiful things about low prices in pTGC is because every time the contract executes, every single time, buy, sell, transfer, it's paying a fee, a 5% fee that gets divvied up to different functions. One of those is it's buying and burning pTGC. So out of $1,000 transaction, okay, a few weeks ago, bought a lot more pTGC because 5% fee, all right, $1,000 transaction. 5% of that is buying and burning pTGC and burning it out of the system, sending it to a dead address where it can never be recovered. It's also rewarding. It's buying tokens, sending them to holders and for their reflections and the stakers. So every 1,000 input into the system at the top was burning less, rewarding less. Okay, there's no change in the dollar amount, but there is a difference in token quantity. So we are burning more tokens now, and we're earning more tokens in reflections and staking rewards. And the tokens that we're earning now, when we go back to previous all-time high, are going to be worth 82% more. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So we're just stacking them up. And we're filling our DAO. I think the DAO has something like 16 billion pulse in it, saving it for a rainy day. Maybe this is a rainy day. 16 billion pulse. If you look it up, it's worth like 350 grand. That's some serious cheese. Diamond Hand, you bought a new car last year with crypto. Put a 2 in the chat if you bought it with crypto. We can celebrate with you, man. Or not. Hey, David, I gotta put you guys' comment at the bottom of the screen. That's what I'm supposed to do. I try not to be like everybody else, but there is some wisdom in it. All right, cool, man. Let's, I have this little list of things that I want to go over, and just give me a second, guys. Oh, we just crossed 14,000 wallets today. pTGC has 14,000 wallets. If you guys want the address for where you can go find that, if you DM me, I can get it to you. It's just, oh man, give me a second, guys. Where is that thing? I'm actually going to pull it up for you because I want to show it to you. I popped it in the chat. 14,000 wallets now. It's scan.mypinata. Maybe we got an extra one between the time I recorded it and now. But look at this. 14,000 holders. 5.5 million transfers. And you guys might find this interesting. I'm going to start a new tracking. I didn't know how to do it. And these don't seem consistent, like these bottom 5 wallets. They seem very inconsistent. But what I'm going to do, guys, and I already did it, is I'm recording the bottom 5 and getting an average. I think that's what I got. I think I put the total. It doesn't matter. I can always divide it by 5, but I'm going to add every month, add the bottom 5 wallets, and these are the top stakers, guys. These are the top stakers, the ones that can submit a proposal. And you can see the same thing if you connect your wallet to pulsetgc.com and click on DAO, then select make a proposal, and you can see the top 100 stakers that can submit proposals. What I'm going to do going forward is track the bottom 5. Then I'm going to see how much deviation there is from month to month. So we'll know how fast, in a sense, that we're moving up at least in the metric of being able to submit proposal. I don't know. It's just a fun thing. Like, you can figure out your position, relative to everybody else and how fast you're moving up by taking your total pTGC and dividing it by the total pTGC, right? And then you can see how fast you're moving up, because pTGC is burning, your wallet is stacking. So all of us are moving up against the total supply. If we have a dolphin position today, by the end of the bull run, maybe we'll have a dolphin and a half or 2. I don't know. Maybe 3. I don't know. Hopefully more. But the name of the game for me is HODL. And I intend to take more ground. Listen, guys, pTGC and UFO are the golden goose of crypto. They're not a crypto that you want to trade in and out of. You want to HODL it, because it pays you yield every single day. And if you can discipline yourself and take profits from other cryptos, I mean profits from the gains of the principal in other cryptos, versus taking profits from the principal of your UFO and pTGC, that might be a wise move for you, because they continue to pay yield. Like, I will, and I'm planning to take profit from the yield of my UFO and pTGC. I don't have any issue spending money that I earned from the golden goose, but I do not intend to dip into the golden goose. Maybe a feather, maybe. But I don't want to kill that golden goose. If you kill the golden goose, you're not going to have any eggs. So, and there are some very intelligent people that have high expectations based on research into these protocols, that they could do very, very well, like exceed our expectations. Okay, there are no expectations, but they could exceed our dreams. These 2 protocols, they have flawless operation ever since they came out. Flawless, perfect operation. Every error that I've encountered in my own bags and bags of others has been human error. What else can you say? I mean, they pay rewards daily, day after day after day, just drip, drip, drip into your wallet continually. What can you say about them? I mean, there's almost not enough can be said about pTGC and UFO. They're bonded with the best assets on the Pulse network, the RH tickers, the core assets, plus additional assets that are, like the chosen on the Pulse chain, the dream boats, whatever you want to call them. They're bonded with all the best tickers on the Pulse network. So they're like an index of the Pulse network. You come into Pulse chain, and where do you start? Well, you should start with pTGC and UFO. Start there, and then then do your research and go play around in other stuff. Just don't forget about why you started with pTGC and UFO. So that's one of the problems we face in crypto, is we get all Twitter pated, and then suddenly we forget why we hold such and such token, and then we ape out of it, and then we end up buying in higher. And that happens a lot in pTGC. I've heard it. I have friends that sold their pTGC thinking they could make a leg up elsewhere, and came back, and they have less than half the position than they started with because they decided to play around. I ain't playing around. I'm not. I did some playing around in some other tokens and brought it over here. I've done that. I'm very happy with my position. It's not enormous. It's not huge. But for me, I'm very happy, and I'm just hodling it. Because hodling it, and then going and living life. Because I know that this crypto thing it's part diligence and then waiting. And so I'm trying to be diligent and then just day after day after day go through my life while my crypto cooks. And in my pTGC and UFO stack up. And that's one of the secrets, guys, to crypto is just staying plugged into a community. Like the Grace Currency community is a strong community. If you want to jump in and join the party, go to the Telegram. The Telegram link is in the description of this video. And there's lots of guys in the Telegram. They're a hoot. And what can you say? Stay plugged in. Don't forget the vision. Don't lose the vision, right? So I showed that to you. I want to look at, hold on. Did I even show that to you? Okay, the bottom 5. You didn't, absolutely not. You diamond had your crypto. Yeah, there you go, man. That's right. That's the tough thing, man. Listen, Diamond Hand, one of the things one of my dreams is, and this is the top 100 stakers. Here's the bottom 5 that I'll be tracking. All right. One of my dreams is, and I don't like spending money on anything right now. Ask me about the holes in my shoes that I had last year, my worn out tires. Yeah, I'm that serious about crypto. But one day, and I don't want to buy cash for something if I can put that into, crypto, that's where my head is. But one day I would like for us to have such huge gains in pTGC and UFO that I don't, buying a car or maybe buying a house. So think some of those larger purchases in life would be like, let's get it over with. Because I don't like to be in debt either. It's like a two-edged sword. Hey, TS Pedro, good to see you, man. All right, guys, let's look at the ratio, and let's get some UFO into the conversation here. Almost went down the wrong windpipe. UFO, it ends up being like, oh, let's talk about UFO. pTGC is always in the limelight. And it frustrates me. I'll be honest. I know that UFO is like pTGC and UFO are like, how do you put it? They're like right next to each other. They're like so close in value. They're both an index token. They're both fee-based. They both reward you every single day. One has burnt LP. The other one's LP is provided by the holders. They both have thick liquidity pools, but UFOs is larger. It's like which one of these is going to do the best top of cycle? Well, I don't know. We could be surprised. So that's why it frustrates me that we don't talk about UFO more. Is it just because it's more simple? Let's incorporate some UFO into this conversation today. So here's pTGC. We're up a little bit in ratio. We're ticking higher. This is on the daily. This is the daily chart, and we were up 23% over the course of 5 days. 23%. That's a nice increase. And I was hoping we close. Obviously, this is Saturday. Or I was hoping we were going to close another day in the green, and it did not happen. I was so disappointed. How about UFO? So the pTGC is 5 days in the green. UFO, probably the same. Wait a second. WPLS. Oh, that's the weekly. Whew. Had me scared for a minute. Well, UFO is different. Okay, let's have a look at this. On the 1st of April, since the 1st of April, it's down 15%. pTGC since the 1st of April is, hold up a second, guys. It's up. What? Hold on. pTGC is up 30%. Yes. And pTGC is up 30%. UFO is down. Hold up a second, guys. I want to get this verified because I'm my mind is going somewhere else. Down 14%. All right, guys, check this out. All right, break, commercial break. Hello, Adi. It's good to have you in here. I think I just saw you on a chat earlier. All right, we're doing a commercial break, guys. Look at this. All right, if you're new to this ecosystem and you are thinking about getting into one of these tickers, look at this, guys. Let me update these prices. UFO is 4 zeros 1462. We had a big sell-off or something. And pTGC is 3 zeros 2413. All right, I want you to look right here. 5.19. That's how many times cheaper UFO is versus pTGC, not taking into account the supply. That let's get it like absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm going to update the supply on this. UFOs burn supply, and then we'll see if it changes anything. And then pTGC's burn supply. All right, watch this, guys. And there's a lesson in this. It changed it a little bit, went from 5.19 to 5.18. So what does this mean, guys? Well, there's such a difference in the price right now that you can get 5.2 UFOs per pTGC right now. 5.2. Why does that excite me? If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, go ahead right now. I'm going to make sure everything's correct. And I go by burn supply. Yeah, it looks about right. So you can get a dolphin position in pTGC for $7,000. I remember when it was like I recommended it to a family member of mine, and he could have picked up a dolphin position for $1,200. This is last spring. It's now $7,000. You get a dolphin position in UFO for $1,400. All right, $1,400 for a dolphin position in UFO right now. Why is this important? Because if you're after, and I like to buy positions, like I think there's merit. It gives you a goal. It gives you something to work toward. And like a wise friend of mine, Shaka, he says, don't just get stuck. Don't stop at one position. Keep adding to it. If you like that token, keep building it. You know, you can have multiple positions. You can have 3 dolphin positions. You can get 2.5 squid positions, whatever you can get of good tokens that you believe in, go for it. But you can get, all right, check this out. Watch this. Watch this. We're going to take and divide 7,000. So this equals 7,000 divided by 1,300. You can get 5. All right, you can get 5 dolphin positions in UFO, or you can get 1 in pTGC. Do you see that, guys? Oops. Do you want 5 dolphin positions in UFO or 1 dolphin position in pTGC? I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not telling you what I would do. I might allocate 50-50 at the end of the day. But it is an interesting thought because you're buying 5 times as much of the supply of UFO as you are of pTGC. UFO burns the fire out of pTGC. You want to see? You want to see how much? I look at you like I'm challenging you or something. You want to see? You want to see? Just Prairie's got to relax a little bit. Let's just go here, and we'll go to the burning section. Which burned more pTGC? Hold up. pTGC burned by UFO. Look at these two columns right here. pTGC burned by UFO and pTGC burned by pTGC. It's almost always UFO burned more. Almost always. Maybe not. UFO has been having a hard time the last couple months. But if you scan this down, as I'm doing right now, I mean, UFO, if you go way back to like October, look how much UFO is burning compared to pTGC. It's quite a bit more. Look at this. Is this day, October 16th, it burned 5 times more than pTGC itself. You know, that's a big number. Yeah. So that's your commercial break, guys. Glad you like that, Gabriel. Yes, is that 5.18 times more of the supply in UFO right now? That's weightable. Yeah. Let's have a look at our LPs, guys. Let's have a look at that. Secretobank.com. That's the one you want to look at. And let's look at pTGC. You know, we talked about these being an index of all the best tickers on Pulse Chain. Well, here they are. Buying the big old dip is always fun. Yeah, man. Yeah, you go, man. There was somebody in here. Who was it that was working on a shark position? Was that? I don't think he's in here. I don't remember exactly who it was. If you're in here, though, pipe in. You don't have to say it. Don't. I'm not a big fan of saying what kind of positions you got, but he was clearly working. I just hope he got it, man. That's a big deal, man. You get a shark position? Yeah, that has been the whole bear market. That has been my goal. Shark positions. Like, you're like, whale. Yeah, that's wonderful. The shark. Yeah, man, that's respectable. I heard of hex sharks that were, pulling $300 to $500 a day during the bear market. Hex sharks, $500 a day during the bear market. I don't know if that sounds right, but that's what I heard. So fact check me. I don't like to repeat stuff I heard and have them fact checked, but there's your disclaimer. Fact check me. All right, let's look at the LPs for pTGC. Our biggest LP is with UFO, the unidentified flying object. $1 million with PLS. And guys, these numbers used to be really big. Well, yeah, we're down 82%. $540,000 with PLSX, $400,000 with HEX, $116,000 with DIE. It's still $116,000. Well, isn't that interesting? The total liquidity is $4 million. Let's look at UFO. And this is secretobank.com, guys. If you want the link, I believe it's in the description. This is UFO's liquidity. And you can, pretty cool. You can sort those columns. It has $5 million in total liquidity. $1.5 million here. I mean, it's the same position, same pool with pTGC. $1 million with PulseX. Imagine when PulseX rips. God willing. $800 million with HEX. $800,000 with HEX. $770,000 with Pulse WPLS. $460,000 with Inc. $400,000 with EHEX. So, and we've got this nice LP here too. Somebody made an LP with most. That's pretty nice. And if you guys are concerned about our LP with dye, I think it's pretty much a nothing burger. It's somewhere between 2 and 10%, 10 on the high side. Is it going to be a bit of an anchor? Yes, it will be, but that LP will become smaller and smaller as time goes on. The other ones are just they're going to get so big that LP with P dye, as long as people stop buying, and that's the sentiment. I'm repeating the sentiment that people are to stop buying P dye. Then the P dye pools will get smaller and smaller. Yeah, it's going to happen, or maybe not. We don't know. I don't think the dust has settled on that whole thing. I'll be quite honest. Let's go and look at the DAP, shall we? Are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? How many people are in here? Give me a quick break. I'm going to have a look. Usually there are about 30, 35. And I'm going to go find out because, market sentiment right now is pretty bearish. And so I'm guessing there's maybe 25, 30. Let's have a look. I will look. I'm not going to show you guys because you guys are. That's right. 28. I'd just like to get a gauge of how many people are in here. That anchor will pull pTGC and UFO up. Am I supposed to read between your words? Because we might be in agreement there. Maybe bearish. Maybe bearish. Yeah. You don't say. Yeah, maybe a bit, just a bit. All right, let's go look at the DAP. All right, let's remove that. I'm removing your comment. Don't be offended. We must move on with life. All right, let's look at the DAP, guys. Dai is coming back with the vengeance. You're talking my language, dude. Let's look at the DAP. The Gray's currency. I have my wallet connected, and I am using Rabby Wallet, like I said. I gotta hide this so I can't see it. Too distracting. If you're brand new, this is a great place to start. Watch my buddy's video right here. Hex Explained. This is a good explainer video. Here are the fees, where the fees go. 0.5% is burnt. 0.5% is added to the PLS liquidity and it burns the PLP tokens. 2% goes to the DAO. That's why we've got 16 billion pulls in the DAO right now. I'm going to have a sit, guys. And the DAO uses that money for whatever the top stakers decide to use it for. Usually it will involve burning of tokens or pairing with tokens, adding LPs. And if you follow us follow the main account on Twitter, you will see whenever they do anything with the DAO funds, they usually post it on Twitter. And it usually ends up going in the Telegram too. And we all just kind of celebrate. 1% goes to holders and stakers as reflections, and 1% goes to stakers only. So stakers are earning a little bit more than holders because more people are staking than holding. And you can see that. Let me show it to you. You can see that on the stats page. Let's go to the stats page just real quick. You see, you click on stats and wait for it to populate. Ebonics Lover. OKX Wallet is not Rabbit, but definitely better than MetaMask. I tried that one, Ebonics, and it did not work for me. It pulled up my reflections, but it didn't show me my staking or locking rewards. And I tried it, and now I'm like, whatever works for me. It's whatever works. So I'm going to do some transacting today with my Rabby. I'm going to, harvest my yield, and hopefully it works. So this is the stats page, and you can see that blue here is the stakers. This is all the pTGC that's staked, 27%, and this is staked and locked. And the purple is the held. So this is earning reflections. The purple is earning reflections. The blue is earning staking rewards and reflections. And then the green is earning locking rewards, staking rewards, and reflections. So most pTGC, let's see. I've never really looked at this pie chart this way before. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It is making my head spin. But 12% has been burned. We have burned 12% of that token. And the supply, this is the little red wedge here is the amount of supply in about 4 different LPs. And this is interesting because the last time we were down at these price levels, there was more supply available. So what does that mean for when we go up to our previous all-time high? The journey to the previous all-time high will be more violent, in my estimation, this time. That will be the tendency because of the reduced supply. Because in economics, if you have a reduced supply, it makes whatever is left more valuable. And so people are going to want that it increases the price. So price go up, then we have candles in the chart, everybody happy. So when we were at these price levels before, down here, we had more supply. Now we have less. That's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Let's answer some questions. Sorry, man, there's no sitting until we're at SAC prices. That's a good one, dude. Does MetaMask do that? Does MetaMask do what? Oh, I can see my stakes and my locks in MetaMask. I know internet money did that for me. I could not see my stakes or my locks. And OKX. MetaMask, I don't think it did. I think it worked, but I couldn't have all my wallets in there or something. I can't stand MetaMask. I can't stand MetaMask. I tried it, but Rabby's working, so I don't like messing around, guys. I just like to get to work. Whatever works, good. That's what I'm going to use. So let's go back to no sitting until we're at SAC price. Yeah. That's a good one. All right. So when you want to, let's say you have a bag of MetaMask doesn't even show has the fee, the gas fee. Oh, that's bad. That's not cool. All right. Okay. So let's say you got yourself a bag of pTGC. You're like, well, I can get 5.18 more positions in UFO than I can pTGC, but I went and I got me some pTGC anyhow. Well, good job. I think we should all hold both. I mean, if you're in the greatest currency ecosystem, why not hold both? You're gonna feel like you're missing out if you don't have exposure to either of them. To want you know what I'm saying? So hold both of them. And so you got your bag of pTGC, and you're like, all right, cool, I got it. I got my bag. Now I want to do something with it. I want to make it work for me because you can earn with pTGC three different ways: by holding, staking, and locking. If you hold it, that's like the bottom tier. No shame if you don't want to stake or lock. Okay, there are a lot of people that just hold it, as we saw in the pie chart. If you stake it, you're going to earn more. And if you lock it, you're going to earn even more. I went all out. I'm an all-in guy. So I'm like 96.2% locked. And we'll get into that here in a little bit. But what you will do if you want to do some staking and locking is you connect your wallet to Pulse TGC, select staking, and then come down here and you can see some global data right here, the total TGC staked and locked right here. And then this right here, this bottom part here this middle part is Stuff earned for actually all of it. This bottom 4 sections right here is applicable to the wallet that's attached to the DApp right now. Total TGC earned from holding, staking, and locking. Okay? Is it making sense? All right. It makes sense to me. I have to look at it too, guys. So this is an experimental wallet. Somebody called it a marketing wallet. Well, let's do it. It's my marketing wallet. So it holds 1,002,040 pTGC. Total staked is 1 million. Total locked is 1 million. You have to stake tokens in order to lock them. They have to be staked. So this one has, and like I said, this is an experimental wallet that I started last year. I took 1 million pTGC, staked them, locked them for 10 years, and we've gotten some very interesting data from that experiment. So and this is not, okay, I harvested in February on the anniversary of this wallet right here on February 10th. I harvested the staking rewards and the locking rewards too. So all of this is within all of this yield is in the last 2 months, 3 months, February, March. Yeah, 2 months. Okay. So yeah, there's your staking rewards, which are redeemable, claimable right here. You click on the claim button and you can claim these tokens. They're sitting in the contract. They're not in your wallet. You want them to be in your wallet. Why? So that they start collecting reflections. So like in my wallet, like that I have with me today, I'm going to harvest my staking rewards and my locking rewards today. And so that they're sitting in my wallet earning more reflections. I'm probably not going to stake them. Probably not. I got to think about that. But because they're in the contract, they're not earning you reflections. I want to be earning as much pTGC as I possibly can. So I would claim these, pay the gas fee, boom, they're going to show up in your wallet. How do you tell how can I tell how many pTGC in my wallet are not staked? Just click on the stake button right here. It's going to show you the balance. And today it's going to be this 2040. 2000, there it is, the total held 2040. That's what's sitting in my wallet, not staked. And then you got claimable earned from locking 2,170, and that'd be down here. I'm not going to claim that today because I'd mess up the experiment. But in a normal wallet, what I would do is I would claim my locking rewards, claim my staking rewards, and then if I wanted to compound it into stakes, then I would click on stake. Okay. That's how I do it. Because if you claim, it goes to your wallet and then you stake, and then you come down here and claim, then you have more in your wallet, and then you have to stake again. Okay. So I start with the locking rewards. I claim my staking rewards, and then stake, which I'm not doing right now because right now I'm stacking because I'm planning on taking some profit from some of my yield here. Hopefully soon. Depends on the market. Okay. So what do you need to know about staking? Well, it's a commitment. There is no time commitment to staking. There is a commitment to 1% penalty. Is it a penalty? It's a fee. I mean, penalty makes it sound bad. It's really not a bad thing. I mean, 1%, come on, it's 1%. But you do pay 1%. It goes to all the other stakers when you end your stake, which you can do at any time. There's no time commitment to your stakes. So, and it even says so right here, stake withdrawal will result in 1% fee, which goes back to the other stakers. So that's self-explanatory. Just be aware of that when you're staking. And what's your ROI on staking? Well, it's kind of difficult to pin down because it depends on factors like what's the volume of the network? How much yield have I gotten? How much is it worth? Has it done a 10x from the time that I staked it to today. There's a lot of factors that go into getting that ROI back, that 1%. How can I earn that 1%? I don't fuss over it too much. I've done a little bit of penciling out of it, and from what I found, it's very short, 30 to 60 days, something like that, but don't hold me to it, guys. The next thing you can do with so that's staking. Okay, the next thing you can do with your pTGC is lock it. Now, locking comes with a commitment. Staking is this is way down in the commitment level. Locking is high up on the commitment level. If you lock tokens, you can earn a high ROI, but there is a large penalty for early end locking. So I'm going to show you how all of this works, and I'm going to have a talk with you about locking pTGC. So if you want to lock your pTGC, they must be staked first. So you got to stake them with this button up here. Then you may lock them. And by the way, when you stake, you can stake a portion or all of it. Okay, you see that in the staking pool. When you withdraw, you can withdraw a portion or all of it. When you lock, you can lock a portion or all of it. And you get to select your duration. I don't have the slides with me, but let me just explain to you how this locking works. And then your unlock right here is where you would unlock. But pay attention to your end dates. Like this one doesn't mature until February 7th, 2034. It's 9 years from now. Is that 2034? Yeah, it's 9 years from now. So, but early end lock incurs a 30% penalty. So do not early end lock unless you want to get wrecked. Okay, let's talk about locking. You want to do it very deliberately. Yes, you will earn more. You will earn more. How are you going to earn more? Because people, I always want to throw in the word misbehaving, but they're really not. People deliberately ending their locks early for whatever reason. And we tend to criticize people, but do we not all have things we need to take care of sometimes? I mean, and sometimes people just make a mistake. I've seen people make mistakes. I made a mistake in locking. You want to hear what I did? I haven't repeated this in a while. When I was early on in the Grace currencies and the DApp was built a little differently, I was so excited, and every day I was coming into my office and recycling my yield. Well, the unlock was right where it is right now, right below the claim button of the staking rewards. And I had my coffee. It's Saturday morning, a bebop in, like, yeah, man, I'm going to claim this locking rewards. And I clicked on that unlock, and there was no warning at the time. And I unlocked a big old bag of pTGC and nuked 24 million tokens. And yeah, I immediately had to go find some fiat and rebuy that back because I knew the price was going to get away from me at some point, but it was a big mistake. It was a bad day. I've never been more wrecked as I was that day in my own favorite token now. Be careful. When you lock pTGC, it's a serious matter. 30%, which goes to the other lockers. So the other lockers get really happy and you become very sad. Or this is the thing. I need to have a sip of water, guys. Listen to this illustration to where you can actually be happy unlocking. I like what you said, Tales Dreams. When we come back from this, the glory will be all the greater. Yeah, the way I look at this downside, not even sideways, downward pressure, downward violent. It's like violent downward. I think the violenter the downward pressure, the greater the upward violence will be. That's how I think. I tend to think positively. So let's say you, back in the day, you bought $100 worth of you locked $100 of pTGC, and and now pTGC has 10x'd. And let's say you did a 10-year, well, you did any kind of lock, actually. You locked $100 worth of pTGC is now a 10x'd. So it's now worth $1,000. So you could, because you're $600 in profit, okay, pure profit, not including initials, $600 in profit, you could nuke that lock and be $600 in profit. The only problem is you did send $300, 3 times your initials, to the other lockers. If that bothers you, then just plan your locks accordingly. It would bother me. It would probably sit with me for a while, but who knows where this thing is going, guys? You know, if it goes to the moon and beyond, like a lot of us are thinking it might do, then I think there are going to be some people early end locking and joyfully paying those early unlock penalties. That's what I think, guys. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, $100, only a 10x puts you $600 into profit. Okay, so some things about locking. You're still going to earn your reflections. You're still going to earn your staking rewards. Plus, you're going to earn your locking rewards. But there's a huge difference between your reflections and staking and your locking. Okay, the locking is the little secret weapon of pTGC. Your reflections and your staking rewards come to your wallet every single day, mechanically driven by the contract at the price of pTGC today. The locking rewards are human dependent. They're depending on other people early end locking. And they don't come into your wallet depending on the price today, but depending on the number of tokens that a person is forfeiting in their early unlock penalty. Do you guys follow that? Okay, let's say somebody locks and unlocks in the same day. Okay, and you're sitting there with your locked tokens. So you're earning reflections, staking, and locking rewards. And this guy locks and unlocks in the same day, and he sends, and the token price is the same throughout the day. And he sends 30% of his tokens to you. Well, those tokens are the 30% that come to your wallet are going to be in the price that they are today. The same as your staking and reflections tokens. Let's say pTGC does a 10x or a 100x. You're still going to be okay. You're still going to be okay. pTGC has 100x. You're going to be earning less tokens, but how do you put it? You're going to be earning less tokens, same value for said transaction in your reflections and staking, but your locking rewards are going to be worth 100x more. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm just going to leave it at that. The locking rewards tend to be very, very lucrative as price goes up. And we have seen that. We have seen it. And we're going to do a little experiment toward the end of this that'll show you. It's a calculator that shows you how lucrative the locking rewards could perhaps be versus reflections and staking rewards. Thanks. Was there another early unlock? Ebonics lover? Oh, you're tempting me now. Oh, if you were in pTGC if you were locked on February 3rd, I want to say 2024, then yes, I paid you. Were you? I'm curious. Yeah, that was a sad deal, dude. Oh man. All right, what you got going here, Tails? Yeah, thinking positively, no matter the situation, is best. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, go cry in the corner, suck your thumb? Nah. Multiple studies call it the happiness advantage, literally a natural performance enhancement. Yeah, man. I'll just repeat the scriptures that say, "A merry heart doeth good, like a medicine." You want some medicine for You want some medicine, some overall body medicine? Be happy. It's not always easy. And you got to be mindful of people that are around you, this I'm learning, that may not be as happy. And if you're happy around them, you can irritate them, right? So whatever. A little bunny trail there. Just got to use your head, right? But yeah, if you can be happy, then you are going to be better off. Did we cover locking enough? No. There's a couple other points I want to bring up, at least one in locking, and that is that big old bag that you just got of pTGC that you staked and you're thinking about locking. Break it up into multiple bags. Don't do a big old 10-year lock just because it earns 100%. And by the way, the locking tiers, you can find them in the Telegram. There's a 90-day, which earn your 55%. And when you claim your rewards, 45% goes to the burn address. So it's like it's a benevolent function. You're sending 45% of the tokens to be burned, and you're actually increasing your position. It's so cool. You take home 55%. And then a 1-year lock, you're going to take home 60%. 2-year lock, 65%, all the way up to 9-year lock, 95%, 10-year lock, 10%. So 10-year locks are going to earn you the most, but they're the biggest commitment too. They're the longest commitment. So what I have done, I'll tell you exactly how I set up my locking strategy. I broke it up by quantity, which happened to be 88%, 8 and 4. 88% in 10-year locks. Yeah, I went heavy. 8% in a locking ladder, so every year. And then 4% 90-day lock, which matured a few days ago. Finally, I can do whatever I want with it, but it's not time yet. But we're getting closer because the time has passed. It's matured. And whenever I claim those tokens, which I'm going to do some today, I'm going to reward everybody today by claiming tokens. So I'll be rewarding myself today too by claiming tokens. Instead of locking up a big old bag, break it up into smaller bags. So if you do decide to be that guy that's going to take profit by nuking a lock, you're not having to lock your biggest bag. Okay, break it up into smaller ones. That's what I've done. I don't want to give it. I'm not giving you financial advice, but that's what I have done. Is I broke mine up into. Yes, I have 10-year locks, but they are broken up into smaller bags. Initially, I did big old locks, and that wasn't really a good idea. Another thing you want to do is be aware that you can take advantage of the next higher tier by locking 1 day into that tier. So, are you big on the 100% lock? I am. Okay, I'm big on that one. I want as much as I can get. Well, you only need to lock 9 years in 1 day. Okay, and think about this too, guys. When it comes to locks, like a 90-day lock is a good place to store your pTGC if you know you're going to be in the system for at least 90 days and you need some time to think about your locking strategy so you don't wreck yourself and that you do it right the first time. Like, I am very satisfied with my locking position and the strategy. It took me months to figure it out. I just had it all in 90-day locks while I thought about it. That's a 55% lock, and it goes up from there. 55% is not as great, obviously, as 100%, but 90% is very close to 100%. I have 88% in 10-year locks, 8% in a ladder, and 4% in 90-day locks. And my total revenue for all the pTGC that I own is 96.2%, which for me, that's a high A, which exceeds my grade level in school. So I'm very happy with that. But if you think about it, you can do, if you did all 8-year locks, which is going to be I think it's going to be 85. That's going to be 90%. I think you're going to take on 90% for 8-year locks. If you did all 8-year locks, that's 90%. Then if you do a ladder, it's actually surprising the high percent that you end up with. And you can put all that into AI and it can figure it out for you, the total. That's how I figured mine out. Is I put my whole thing into ChatGPT and it says, hey, dude, you're earning 96.2% of what you could possibly earn. So cool. I mean, the total possible is 100%, which means everything's in a 10-year lock. I didn't do that, but I'm earning 96.2% of that. And every year I've got a bag coming out. I've got a 9-day lock that's matured. All right. And then every year up into my 9th and my 10th year, because last year when I first got in, I actually did 10-year locks. This year I did 9 years in 1 day because I got smarter. And that's an advantage you guys have coming in is you have Prairie Banana to show you how to do some of this locking little nuggets to help you in your strategy. I didn't have that when I came in. A merry heart doeth good. Isn't that interesting? Pulse chain trainer. I have never seen you before. If you had a dolphin position or staked and locked, how often would you claim and stake your new interest? Yes. Pulse chain trainer, I'm offering you a free sticker. If you want a sticker, not one person has asked me for a sticker, and you're probably not going to. So I'm not going to be offended if you don't ask for one. But if you want a sticker, you're sitting in your hot tub, dude. That's funny. You got to dox your address to me. I will send you a sticker. Okay. Just for asking a question. You want to hear something funny? I'm going to tell on Coach. No, this is not this. I'm not telling on Coach. This is where his heart was when I first came in, like on his first few streams. I was on there. I was actually listening to it in my car. I was listening to the recording when he says, guys, I will give you 10 million pTGC if you will ask me a question. I'm like, oh, I want to ask a question. 10 million pTGC. You know what that's worth today? If pTGC is $300, that's $3,000. He's like, ask me a question on my stream and I'll give you $4,000 or whatever it was, $3,000. If you hold dolphin position are staked and locked, how often would you claim and stake your new interest? About weekly. That is an excellent question, Pulse Chain Trainer. When I first came in, because I believe in the power of compound interest, but I have done the math, and any more than about once a week, or unless you get a large influx of yield, is like, I could show you. I'd have to kind of redo my little spreadsheet. You'd love a sticker. Well, PM me. Twitter, Prairie Banana. And then on Telegram, the Prairie Banana. Okay. I don't know how you can, don't put your address in the chat there. But just, PM me. I'll send you a sticker. I'll send you 2, dude. I ain't going to send you just one. And if you want 3, you could just ask. They're just sitting here, and we might be getting new logos at some point anyhow. So these are going to be a little dated, but I do love the sticker because look, guys, where's my phone? I don't even have a sticker. I have one on my computer in front of me. My phone must be in my truck. So I have one on the back of my phone. I have it on both my coffee mugs, all 3 of my coffee mugs, my water bottle, my cold plunge. Oh yeah. That's why the water looks that way. Dude, I got to try that. I have got to try that. So back to your question, recycling any more than about once a week, you're really not getting much of a benefit. I think if I could show you, and I just got to smooth my calculator. It would shock you. It'd be like, oh yeah, ain't worth it getting the wallets out and doing all that because you're earning so much more just recycling once a week. And that's a very good question. It'd be cool someday if we had some kind of automated way to do it once a week, because I forget. I only end up doing about every other week, but once a week's good enough. Stickers are very cool. Reminds me of the old postcards. Great advertisement. You want a sticker, dude? All right. Anybody that's here with me right now, anybody that's even watches this, if you send me a message with your address, I will send you a sticker. Look, and this ain't even all of them. I got stickers, guys. I got stickers, and I got more in my backpack because I came back from Las Vegas with them. And the only person I sent some to is a guy in England. Pretty sure he was England. So let's get into UFO. I think that covers pTGC. We got into locking, staking. What else? I think that's about it, guys. Yeah. Ask any questions if you got them. There's the DAO. If you want to see if you're in the top 100, go in there and click on make proposal. There's a game that's not super exciting, but you can play it. There's a stats page. Hopefully my wallet stays connected because I'm going to need it. We already looked at that a little bit. Projected burn in the next 6 months, 16%. But as price goes up, we'll be burning less tokens because the contract can only buy and burn so much per dollar for dollar. Let's see. There's the total earned. This wallet has earned $54,000, so $13.40. That's how much this wallet has earned. And then here is some other interesting data. The market cap, number of holders, stakers, only 3,142 stakers. You're welcome, Pulse Chain Trainer. And I'm serious, guys. Send me if you want a sticker. I will seriously. Post office is just up the road, and I got envelopes and stamps. So hit me up, guys. I'm happy to send you stickers. UFO token. Now, let's talk about UFO token, and then we're going to get into. I want to show a chart. I think I can find it. I want to show you guys. Got to see this chart. So we're going to talk about UFO. We'll do this chart, and then we'll get into some moon math, and we'll wrap. And then it'll be all wrapped up. UFO. Okay, pTGC came out in October 2023. UFO May 2024. pTGC is 5% fee. I'm not going to break down the fee. UFO is a 6% fee. UFO is more like an LP platform. It's like an LP hive where you can LP your UFO with our H tickers, Hex, EHEX, Pulse, PulseX, Inc. Okay. PDI. It used to be PDI. I think we're removing that. Oh, I sent you some stickers, David. That was you. Cool. Right on, man. Yeah. I sent David stickers. So in the pTGC, there is a big difference between pTGC and UFO, and it's in the LP. Like pTGC's LP is all burned. It's all burned. And it's we bought those LP tokens at the bottom of Pulse Chain. So a simple 10x or 20x on Pulse Chain is going to explode those LP. Those pools are going to get so massive when we have a successful chain. UFOs LPs are user provided, so it's all user provided. The rewards for UFO, I'll just break down the fee and where it goes. Okay, 1% goes to buy and burn UFO, 1% goes to buy and burn pTGC, 1%. I gotta look at the page. I want to make sure I get this right. Let's look at it together. 1%. Hold up. Burn pTGC. 1%. Yeah, 1% is paid to holders. 1% buys and burns USO. There it was. Yeah, I was about to say something incorrect. 1% is rewarded to holders, and then 3% is rewarded to LP providers. And I can tell you from my own records and my experience that the LP providers aren't earning as much as the people that are holding. Okay, that's a little secret. Only it's not so much of a secret. We talk about it all the time. But what happens is the UFO that is in those LP positions, yeah, it's earning the 3% that's being paid in that fee, in that tax. But the UFO that is just being held in the wallets is earning the UFO reflections that the UFO in LP is not. because when you LP UFO, you're not earning reflections, you're earning LP rewards. You're not earning reflections. Did I say it enough times? So, and as it turns out, the people that are holding UFO or the UFO that's held, because like I'm doing both. Many people are doing both. They're LPing some and holding some, and their APY on and for just holding is about 4 to 5 times. I want to say 4 to 5 times more just for holding. And that today. That's how it is today. But there is okay, we talked about the secret sauce for pTGC, which is the locking. The secret sauce for UFO is the UFO share rate, which I will show you here in a little bit. And you get a UFO share rate by LPing UFO, not by holding it. So yes, you'll earn more by holding for now. But who knows what that'll be later on. But we're tracking it. We're tracking it. So let's have a look at UFO. Okay, to get there, same site, same DApp, pulsetgc.com. Click on UFO token, which will bring you here. And then you're going to go to UFO liquidity pools. Sticker me. Hey, AJ Rip City. Good to see you, man. Yeah, man, we were talking earlier today. I have yet to listen. Somehow your message came in as already read. And I'm like, what? So let's do it here in just a little bit. I'll get back to you. So cool combo. Man, you're going to come to, like, if you hold UFO, like we talked about at the beginning of the stream, if every dollar now buys 5.18 more UFO than it does pTGC. So you got your UFO, right? You got 5 times more UFO than you got pTGC. So happy days. And you come to the DApp and you're like, okay, I got this hex bin sitting in my wallet or this ink sitting in my wallet. It's not doing me anything. I'm going to LP a little bit. I'm going to hold some UFOs so I can earn those juicy APY like Perry just said, but I'm going to LP some. So this is where you go to do that. And so you're going to take you got your UFO and your ink in your wallet. Be careful, guys, when you're transferring. This is another thing, guys. People get wrecked by sending these wallets from one to another. Don't do that. You pay the fee every time. Every buy, sell, and transfer incurs 5%, incurs the fee. Okay. So buy it from the wallet you intend to keep it on. So you're going to come here and you got your UFO and your ink in this wallet. You're going to click on Manage Pool, add liquidity. You're going to have to add equal amounts of each side of the pair, and then just click on Add New Liquidity. You'll validate the tokens. You'll how do you call it? You'll transact in your wallet, okay? And then you'll have an LP position. You'll have a UFO LP position, and spoiler alert, you will be assigned a share rate dependent on how many UFO you input to your LP pair. So you can see your share rate. If you go back to the UFO token, click on this tab here and click on UFO PLP rewards. Scroll down a bit to where you see the beautiful green logo, UFO and ink, and you're going to see UFO shares. Actually, it'll be right here, but all this wallet has is a UFO pulse pair, and it's 1 million UFO shares. Why is it a million UFO shares? Because I input 1 million UFO into this LP. Let me get this, clear this. Okay, let me see if I can articulate something for you guys. I'm working on a spreadsheet to illustrate the power of UFO shares. Bear with me if I've messed this up, okay? This is an experiment. I want to be able to articulate and explain it to you guys. UFO shares, okay? It cost me 1 million UFO to LP with this pulse in this wallet. So I got 1 million UFO shares. The share rate does not change. It stays fixed. Since I made this LP, UFO has gone up in price, so people have been buying UFO. That means the amount of UFO in my LP has gone down. So I have a lot less. I have about 1/3 less UFO in that LP than I had at the beginning. But I have the same share rate, and it's my share rate that is determining the amount of yield that I'm keeping in that wallet. Okay. That's the beauty of this system. Normal LPs, you're going to be left with the least valuable token. And you have most of the least valuable token. There's more I want to say on this. And I don't think I can pull it together to say it. I'm gonna have to do it with my my spreadsheet. I'm gonna be coming out hopefully this week with a video about that's going to explain the UFO share rate and how we can level up and maybe even increase our share rates without injecting any more economic energy. So, and that's a cool thing. I did it once, and it has to do. Okay, I got to show this to you guys. All right, bear with me. Okay, there's 1 million UFO shares in this LP right here. 1 million UFO shares. Now, if I go over to, you know what? If you go to PulseX, let's see if I can do this. You connect your wallet. I think it's on. Is it V2? It is V2. You're going to see this pool, this wallet actually has 287,000 UFO in it. So, and that's where I was going. That's where my thought was going. So if I was going to get 1 million UFO shares back, I'd have to, like, if I ended that LP, I would have to buy the difference of 286,890 to 1 million. So I'd have to buy all those tokens. I'd have to buy 700,000+ UFO tokens. Okay. And that's going to cost me more money to get up to 1 million so I can get that share rate. So this share rate right here is about 3 times more, worth 3 times more than what it was initially, because it would cost somebody 3 times more to get that share rate. Okay. But on the flip side, if let's say you came to your PulseX and there was 1.5 million UFO in there. Okay. That's 500,000 UFO more than you entered the pool with, because there's 1.5 million in there. You entered the pool with 1 million. Share rate is determined by the number of UFO you enter the pool with. Okay, you following me? If you ended the LP at that time and restarted it, you would have to make sure you can take care of the other side of the pair, but you could 1.5x your shares. Does that make sense? And if you 1.5x your shares, that's a 1.5x APY. That's cool. That's really cool. Let's go back to the DApp. Back to the DApp. So UFO is pretty straightforward. Here is all that you've earned from the reflections, 40,210 UFO, and that's going to be a lifetime total for this wallet, 40,000. And this is an experimental wallet. Here's your pending rewards, 47,706 PLS. You earn LP rewards in PLS, reflections, and UFO. And these were started at the same time. Be interesting to see. Let's do a price comparison, guys, real quick before we go to the moon math. Get my pen out. Can somebody put in 47,706 PLS? See what that's worth. Can you guys help me with that? And I'll do the UFO. 40,210. 40,210. I'm going to call that 59 cents. 59 cents of UFO, and then PLS. Anybody got that? Am I going to beat you to it? 47,706. Oh, where am I? Yeah, it's UFO. 47,706. 47,706. 98. Okay. That is an interesting thing. I didn't even realize that. Okay. I put 1 million. I got to remove this. I got to be able to see myself so I can talk to you guys. I put 1 million UFO in this, actually 2 million into this wallet. Okay. And with 1 million, I LP'd it. So that's not receiving reflections. I did it both in the same day, like May something, middle of May last year. The UFO has earned it has earned 59 cents worth of UFO and 98 cents of PLS. Something's niggling at me. Why is that? Did I get that wrong? All right, don't quote me on that, guys. I'm going to check it out after the stream. We got to get into the moon math and shut this down. But 59 cents worth of UFO, 98, that would indicate that the APY for LP'ing is higher than holding, which would annihilate what I just told you guys. Do your own research, guys. Always fact check the influencer. Guys, use your heads. Always fact check. And don't just repeat stuff. I'm getting tired of people repeating stuff. Does that bother you too? People just repeat stuff. I'm like, are you sure? I'm one of those guys. I like to check things out. And guess what happens when I check things out? I usually find there's a little bit of truth what I'd heard, but in reality is different. All right, guys. Moon math. All right, first, I'm going to add to the stage Pampy.app. Come on, Pampy. First, I'm going to demonstrate to you how much. Let's do a refresh on this page while I take a drink of water. Hold on, guys. We're almost there. All right, this $272,000 represents, you guys can barely see that, I bet. I wonder if I can make this larger. Zoom in. Yeah, man. How about it? Let's go a little bigger. Okay. Might need to do a little smaller. Let's do smaller because it's gonna get bigger. Okay, so this $272,000 represents, I think ETH dropped a little bit more. Am I right? No, it's still the same. Bad. Okay, this is the amount of Pulse Chain Reserve, $272 million. That's in the SAC wallet. You just click on here, Pulse Chain Reserve. Used by the O in the past, buyback, blah, blah, blah. Okay, currently it's 171,000 ETH sitting across sacrifice addresses. Okay, let's say Richard Hart, the OA, whoever the OA is, puts this 272 million WPLS, Ethereum evenly split into Hex, Inc., PulseX, and PLS. It would, so we're putting $68 million into Pulse, which would 1900x Pulse. Okay, so we're starting there. We're saying this could happen. We're not saying it would happen. 1900. We'll come back to this. Okay, let's go to the dashboard here. And let's go into, we're gonna keep that thought, that 1900x on the back burner while we go through this. We've burned 40 billion pTGC. Starting supply was 333 billion. How many X's are we from a penny? 41 X's from a penny. It wasn't long ago, guys, we were 10x from a penny. Here's all the fee allocations. $4,845 distributed to burn, liquidity, DAO, holders, stakers, okay, over the last 24 hours. And then UFO, we've burned 80 billion tokens. Here's all the price, volume. The volume is in the dumps today, guys. The volume in pTGC is 90. Well, it was low. It was lower before. It was like 40,000, I think. But it's 97,000 on pTGC, 126 on UFO. It's going to pick up. It can pick up. Here's the liquidity. 684x from a penny. $7,565 distributed to LP providers, buying and burning the tokens, holder rewards, and buying and burning pTGC. Now let's go to the moon math. We're going to do Pulse. I think I need to log in. Bear with me a second. Bear with me. Guys, my streams are so long. I hope I'm not like just jibber jabbing too much. We're going to go and we're going to see what X's and Pulse could do to pTGC. And by the way, you know what? Maybe we should just do UFO. Let's just do UFO. Because we always talk about pTGC. I am forcing myself to talk about UFO. I'm strong arming myself. We're going to do an X factor of 5. Because in the last year, UFO has done way more than 5 against WPLS. And let's say from the bottom, Pulse is going to do 100x. We just had the bottom earlier this week, right? Maybe we'll go even lower. Woo! So that's going to be 100 times 5. Because UFO is going to 5x in this scenario. It's going to 5x against Pulse. Pulse is going to do 100x. We're going to do 5x on top of that. That's 5 times 100, which is a 500x. So take 500, multiply it times today's price, and that is what you will get in UFO. A nearly 1 cent UFO. Let's do the same for pTGC. 5x factor, 100x. It's going to be a lot, guys. It's going to be more than 10 cents, I bet. 12 cents. That would be a 12 cent pTGC. All right, now let's go back to Pampy. Now, it would be a 1900x if he injected that sacrifice money into Pulse, split 4 different ways. It would be a 1900x into Pulse. 1900. Dude, 1900 times, let's leave it at 5. That's going to be over almost a 10. That's going to be 8,600, 9,600x, 9,500x, $2.30 pTGC. Take the value of your bag and multiply it times 9,500. Choo! Mama. Yeah. All right. Let's settle down. Let's say we only do a 2x against pTGC Pulse, and Pulse does a 50x. That's 100. That's 100x. It's going to be 2.4 cent pTGC. It's still going to be life-changing gains for a lot of people, so long as they hodl. That's one of the names of the game. Let's go to the reflections, and then we're going to end on the locking calculator. My favorite, guys, is the locking calculator. Hold on to your. We got to look at this chart too. Should we go look at that chart first? Let's look at this chart, guys. I missed it last time. Give me a second. Let's get the chart over with. Get it over with. This sounds bad, but it's kind of true. Here we go. Here you go, guys. Take a gander at that. The grays currencies are the big ones, the ones that are obvious, that are so incredibly volatile. The UFO is the green, pTGC is in the gold, and the 4 core RH tickers are the ones that are pushing those two up. Look at that volatility, ladies and gentlemen. If that does not get you excited, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. I had to show that to you because it's so good. All right, back to the boring stuff. Reflections. We're going to go into experiment mode. We're going to use the demo wallet, calculate yields. And what this calculator does is it's going to calculate yields based on volume. So we're going to say, okay, we're going to average $5 million in volume for a year because it's going to show us most in a year, but it's going to break it down to daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, our daily, monthly, whatever. $5 million. I mean, right now, volume in pTGC is what, 90,000? Can we hit 5 million? I think we can hit 5 million, but will we sustain it? I don't know. But guys, this will be a data point for you, for all of us. Okay, $5 million in volume would earn 57% APY. This wallet here, this experimental wallet, which we just pulled off the blockchain, is a shark, and he would earn $137,000 in value per year at that rate, at $5 million in volume. And that's reflections only. That's not including staking and locking rewards. And here's a breakdown. Let's look at the shark and the dolphin. Shark position is 296 million tokens. He would daily earn at $5 million in volume, $205 every day in reflections only. $6,000 in, $6,000, it was $6,000 a month, and then $75,000 in a year. And a dolphin position, $10,000. Oh, no, $10 daily, $320 a month. Okay, that's for pTGC. Let's look at UFO. UFO doesn't have any staking or locking rewards. We're going to do the same, $5 million in volume. This guy here's a dolphin. He has 572 million UFO. Now let's go look at the shark and the dolphin positions. And guys, if you want to look at the whale and the squid, just do your X factors. A shark is 930 million UFO. He would earn $148 a day, and that's at today's prices, and $4,400 a month. Dolphin position would earn $91 a day. Hold on, that can't be. It would be because it would be 14. There's something wrong. There is something wrong with this, guys. I can't. You see, a shark position is 930 million tokens. I got to get with Kong. A dolphin position is 93 million tokens. If with a shark you'd earn $147 a day, then a dolphin would earn $14.70 a day. Okay, yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it is down here. Oh, there's current yields and theoretical. Okay. So there it is. It's $14.78 a year, a day. Let's go to the lot count. Let me check the chat here real quick. Zoiks. Yeah, man. Fishing with Camo Joe. What is Zoiks? That sounds like some kind of Star Trek language. Locking calculator. Okay. This is my favorite, guys. Dun, 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 dun. I love, remember I told you, your reflections and staking rewards come to you at today's value. Your locking rewards come not as today's value, but in total tokens. Okay. Contract don't care what each token is worth. It's going to send you tokens. And here's how it works. We have averaged in the last year 395 million tokens early and locked every month. Okay, I'm going to factor all of this as a month. So my experimental wallet has shown that people have early and locked 395 million tokens every month on average. I think for 2025 we're trending higher than that. As we go into the bull and prices become higher, I think we might see more early and lock penalties. I hope. This is the total locked. It's probably a little bit more right now, but you can check. It's not much if it is more. Here's your average. You're going to need these numbers, and if you guys have access to this site, if you don't, reach out to me or Kong. But if you do, put 395 million in here for the average monthly. Put in your total locked pTGC. And in this case, I'm putting in 100 million. Okay. And then your estimated price. Let's say, what did we say? We're like, how many X's are we from, let's see, let's go back. How many X's are we from a penny? 41X from a penny. So we're going to do, we're 410 from 10 cents. I think we can do 410X this cycle. What do you guys think? And let's say I'm 10-year, well, let's do a 90% locked. I put in all my locking strategy like into ChatGPT, like Prairie said, and ChatGPT says I'm going to earn 90%. Okay. So what does that mean? 100 million. I've got 100 million locked. The value of each token, penalty token, come to me is now worth 10 cents. I'm keeping 90%. As soon as I claim them, sending 10% to the dead address. But how much is that going to be in a month's time? $7,651, guys. $7,651 to your wallet. If you lock up 100 million tokens in a 9-year lock, and the price of pTGC is 10 cents, and somebody or somebody's early in locks 395 million tokens. What is that at 20 cents? Let's see if we can get there. Oh, is it double? $15,303. What if we go to $1? Good night in the morning. $76,515. Yes, I like the locking rewards. They really speak to me. Guys, tell your buddies about the greatest currencies. We don't need adoption. We will be paid by those AMM bots working overtime 24/7, 365 days a year. We don't need adoption, but we'd like to have our buddies in. So tell your friends about pTGC and UFO. The locking rewards are to be pTGC are what share rates are to UFO. I'll have a video coming out about the share rates, God willing, this week. And and I want to get my monthly data video out too to you guys, so you guys can see the health, and it is healthy, of this ecosystem. Any last question? Yeah, free labor, and you don't got to pick them up down at Home Depot either. You don't got to pay them unemployment tax. You don't got to pay a payroll tax. You don't got to, you got to pay them overtime. They pay us overtime. It's beautiful. The bots. Yes, if you didn't catch it, I didn't even say it. When the contract executes, even the bots, like you have these different pairs. I showed you the liquidity pairs. In order to keep those pairs equal, the AMM bots have to go in and fix the prices. They're called AMM fixer bots. They fix the prices and pay the tax when they do that. And they do it willingly because they're making money. So, but it's beautiful because when they pay the tax, they pay us. It's so awesome. Guys, it has been really fun. An hour and 3/4. Sorry to keep you guys, but I hope it was action packed. I hope it was content lit. I hope you guys are having a great evening, a great weekend, that you have a good evening. Spaces call will be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, and Zen will be on a voice chat Tuesday at 4 p.m. The best place to buy these tokens is going to be PulseX. Jazz. I have to show you. Give me a second, Jazz. Guys, you guys, we're done. I'm just going to walk Jazz through how to buy real quick. So, Jazz, you're going to go to app.pulsex. Let me add this to the stage. Just go to PulseX and put in whatever token you're swapping out of, and you're going to go pTGC. Set your slippage to, let's see where you set slippage. Been a while since I did this. For pTGC, you're going to need to set it to 6. For UFO, set it to 7. Turn your auto router on. Okay, that's going to be the on. And then set your slippage. Just set your slippage back before you, when you're done, set your slippage back to, like 1 or whatever you set it to. And if you need to use an MEV blocker, don't forget to do that. Buy these tokens from a token you intend to keep them on, because if you plan to move them, you will pay the fee for each of them. So you don't want to be moving these tokens around. And I recommend buying from using a hardware wallet. Okay, I use these little dandies right here, the Trezors. But I hope that helps, Jess, and welcome. Jump in the Telegram if you have any other questions. We got a Telegram group, and let me drop that in here. Lots of guys in it, over 3,000 now that can help you answer your questions. Zoics from Shaggy. Oh yeah. That's been a long time. I used to come home from school and watch Shaggy Doo or Scooby Doo. Little House on the Prairie, all that stuff. I think that was Saturday for the Silly Rabbit. It's been fun, guys. Have a great day. And we'll see you around the blockchain.